Hello and welcome to the Menagerie. I'm Sid, and today we're going to be cloning Nepenthes in tissue culture. Nepenthes are a type of tropical carnivorous plant that lure insects in with the nectar on the lid of their traps. The shape of the pitcher causes bugs to fall downward where they end up in a pool of the plant's digestive fluid. I'm using seeds as my explant or the piece of plant tissue going into tissue culture. Tissue culture is a form of micropropagation that involves taking small pieces of plant tissue and growing it in a sterile environment on synthetic growth hormones. I know this sounds kind of complicated, but I can do this in my living room, so I'm going to show you how I do it. These hormones and nutrients in the agar media allow these plants to grow multiple shoots off of one propagation. These shoots can then be separated or acclimated, and you end up with a bunch of baby plants. Or you can keep splitting the plants into their own cultures, potentially creating hundreds of thousands of clones. I've never tissue cultured Nepenthes from seeds before, so we're going to learn together. There's a lot of Nepenthes seed scams out there, unfortunately, so you really want to make sure you're buying your seeds from a reputable source. Carnivoro is a great carnivorous plant nursery, and they also sell seeds, so I got mine from them. They sent me the seed pod and I opened it up over a sticky note so I could see them better. And the next step is to put the seeds in these microcentrifuge tubes for cleaning. So I just rolled it up and let them fall in. I'm adding sugar water to the tubes and they're going to sit in this for 24 hours. I got this method from Nick at Rusty Exotics. He primarily uses it on orchid seeds, and I have as well in the past. I've also used it on other seeds in the past and have had success, so I tried it for Nepenthes. The purpose of the sugar water is to cause any fungal spores that might cause contamination to bloom now, and hopefully will be wiped out in the first round of sterilization. Unfortunately, fungal spores can stay dormant and pop up later in vitro. When I come back the following day, I drain the sugar water with a 5 milliliter syringe, and I replace that with a 10% bleach solution with a tiny drop of dish soap in it. After about 12 to 15 minutes, I take a sterile syringe and remove the bleach. It's really important that any tools from here on out remain sterile as the seeds have already been sterilized. With a new sterile syringe, I add 3% hydrogen peroxide to neutralize the bleach and give the seeds a little extra cleaning. While the seeds sit, I start setting up the flow hood. The laminar flow hood is this box that I'm working in, and it has a fan on top with a HEPA filter, and this constantly pushes sterile air through my workspace. All the materials I'm using have been sterilized using a pressure cooker at 15 psi for 40 minutes. After everything is set up, I dump the microcentrifuge tubes onto a sterile paper towel. I dump them out because Nepenthes seeds tend to stick together when they're wet, and this helps me separate them. Then we place the seeds onto sterile media. This is just agar with the nutrients and hormones I mentioned earlier. And this media was also sterilized in a pressure cooker. I'll put the protocol on screen somewhere so you can read what's in it. When all the seeds are in their containers, I close them and wrap them in saran wrap. This is just an extra precaution against contaminants.
Several months later.
The first seed sprouted a few months later, and to my disappointment, it would be the only one that was viable. This isn't necessarily a failure, as all it takes is one plant to multiply and create a successful culture, but this isn't exactly the result I wanted either. I decided to start from square one and look up a protocol specific to sterilizing Nepenthes seeds. And then I came across this comment in a carnivorous plant forum. After reading this, I think I over-sterilized my plants in the bleach solution. So I went back to Carnivoro and tried again. This time I skipped the sugar water as recommended in the comment and filled the tubes up in the 10% bleach solution. I kept an eye on the seeds this time, and after 6-ish minutes, I noticed them start to change color and removed the bleach with a sterile syringe. Instead of rinsing in peroxide, I used sterile distilled water. And again, I dumped the seeds onto a paper towel for separating, placed them onto sterile media, and hope for the best. I'll be posting updates on these cultures in the future, but for now, I can tell you it's going pretty good. If you like this video or plants or science in general, I'm going to be trying to upload a video every Friday. This is a sneak peek into next Friday's video, and I hope to see you there.